Hi guys, welcome to another reading. I know it has been a minute here, but I am back and the sign readings will be coming out after this. But I hope you guys are doing well. We are going to take a look at the energy for May here, see what the energy for you for the month is, what you need to kind of know. So we have 3 piles today, as you can probably see. So we have pile number 1 here with this moonstone crystal. We have pile number 2 with this selenite crystal. And then we have pile number 3 with this rose quartz heart crystal. So take your time to intuitively kind of choose which pile you feel the most drawn to. I know some of you kind of watch all piles, but whatever you feel called to do, feel free. And other than that, I will see you guys in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose this pile, you chose this moonstone crystal. It's going to be your reading for the month of May. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let's take a look and see. We're going to look at these cards first, but we're going to take a look at the oracle cards. We'll get into some tarot as well and pull some other final messages for you guys. So the month of May for pile number 1, we have Mother of the Salt Waters, passion, wild love, open your heart, let love in. And we have the Sacred Well, replenishment, self-care, giving from a place of plenty. Okay. So, pile number 1. I feel like the month of May is going to, I don't know, I feel like maybe for some of you, you might feel like you're tested a little bit when it comes to people or just situations in your life. I feel like, I'm not sure if it's like you're feeling a little bit more maybe burnt out or overwhelmed with situations, but I feel like there's a need for you to be giving yourself time and space just to kind of replenish your energy, because you might have an empty well. Is kind of what I'm getting. Like you might be, again, running on burnout, running on empty. And so what happens is then we kind of close ourselves off, right? So in order to let love in, be open and be expansive and allow things to show up for you, whether that's people, places, things, situations, and just to enjoy life, right? I feel like there's a focus or a need for you to really look at how you're nourishing yourself, how you're showing up for yourself this month, which is a great time to do it because for majority of May, we are in Taurus season, which is all about, it's like Empress energy, right? In the tarot. So it's all about, giving back to ourselves and nourishing ourselves and, kind of spoiling ourselves in a way that feels good and supportive for ourselves. There might be things that are kind of like wanting to come in. Some of you could definitely have love trying to come in here. I feel like you're going to definitely, whatever is coming towards you this month or whatever is happening this month, it goes better or you have more, you attract more when you are coming from this nourished space here. Yeah, we also have opportunity here with sextile. And we have complexity with quincunx. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of this like the quincunx might be this like irritation. So you could be feeling like there's challenging situations or you're feeling like things are not maybe like falling into place like super easily. So it's like there's puzzle pieces, there's having to figure things out, there's having to adjust, having to shift things, maybe also like needing to try and understand what's going on or what's happening, right? So there could be kind of this like challenging energy, maybe with the opportunities, or there's this challenging energy already, which is requiring you to look after yourself here, nurture yourself just a little bit more this month than maybe you normally do, because you could be kind of going through it a little bit, or just not even like super intense, but just frustration is kind of what I'm getting off of that quincunx energy. And then with the opportunity, it's like there's good opportunity, there's things that want to come in, there's doors opening, there's also the opportunity for like communication, I feel, as long as you're open to it. So I feel like this is very much based on like your energy, because sometimes these things come towards us, and if we're in a bad mood, or we're just kind of in a more negative mindset, we might kind of brush these things off. We might be like, oh, I don't need that, right? And then we can kind of come back to it later. But I feel like there's opportunities around you to embrace, to allow forward, maybe even collaboration, people who can help you. And you have to just be open to that. And I feel like you'll be more open to it once you've kind of like taken a breather, taken some time for yourself, and just not tried to push through on your own. So there's kind of like using people or situations to like your advantage here in a way. We also have the water fairy, feelings and emotions. This makes me think of like Queen of Cups. And then we have the wind fairy, which is like the Queen of Swords, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. Yeah, it's interesting. There's like the head and the heart here. And it's about kind of blending these two things. Again, I feel like you could be very intellectual, very analytical, and you might kind of almost like, again, get kind of snappy a little bit, maybe. Depends on kind of how you respond to stress and things like that. But I feel like when you can come at things from a softer place, or a more balanced place even, right, between the head and the heart, and not be so focused on, you know, what's wrong or what's not working or things like that, right? Then I feel like you're going to have a lot more ease in how you're moving through things. I also feel like you need to, like, making space for yourself is going to allow you to process your feelings and your emotions, and just like what's going on in general in your mind and your heart. Getting really clear on how you feel about things, what you want to say yes to, what you don't want to say yes to, right? Maybe even help you with the answers towards things, right? So again, I feel like this is like a month where you're not meant to kind of just like bulldoze through it, and you're not meant to like rush through it. You're meant to kind of be a little bit more gentle with it, like slow things down a little bit, to be able to like process things. So we have, what do you need to release, with waning moon? And we also have, conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. So I think you're going to get the answers you need. There is something though, it's interesting, eclipse energy can be releasing things as well. I feel like there's something maybe, and it is a full moon, right? So there's something that maybe you need to like let go of, or it could be letting go of this idea of like doing it all yourself, or, you know, making it all kind of happen in your own way. I feel like there's definitely a person possibly here that could help you, or give you some sort of opportunity. We'll see what comes up in the tarot, but I feel as though for you, pile number one, that there's really something about like not trying to do it all on your own. And self-care and nourishment. I think that's going to help you release any sort of emotions or things coming up, or maybe thoughts, beliefs, patterns, things coming up that even release this irritation, right? That will kind of, we'll say, set you free, right? Eclipses can indicate big changes coming through as well. But let's see what the tarot has. We'll get a little bit of a... We have the Hierophant here, so there's that Taurus energy coming through, since we're in Taurus season. What else for pile one for the month of May? What do they need to know? Pile one for the month of May. Three of Pentacles. So I see you kind of like working towards things here. You could be learning things. You also could be, so you could be you could be learning, or you could be teaching or guiding people. I feel like regardless, there's some sort of authority here, whether that's you or someone else, helping other people. Now, this could also be you being a mentor of some sort, or you gaining a mentor. So again, and I feel like this would be like a group, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be multiple people. This could also be clients, or but you're kind of like focused on building stability and a foundation here. But you're being recognized for your work, your efforts, your skills, your talents. We also have the Eight of Cups here. Yeah, I was kind of getting that off the Eight of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, you could also be moving when things emotionally aren't feeling great, or you feel kind of disrupted here. You feel this is where you're going to be going on a journey, or walking away, or distancing yourself to fill up your own cup again, to work through things for you. Like you're going to be able to, I don't know, things just feel heavy. I feel like you're going to start, or you've kind of lost your emotional jazz, you know, you're going to start to fill your cup here. And we have the King of Swords. Again, interesting, because we've got the air energy and the water energy coming through. Bottom of the deck, we have Two of Cups. So there definitely could be a person who you're kind of like connecting with, or collaborating with, or working together with. Some of you could be leaving something as well. Like you could be leaving something that, you know, maybe you've learned a lot from this situation. You've been a part of this establishment, or you've really built something here, or you've just learned everything you could learn from the situation. And so you're like, okay, I think it's time to go. I need to do something that lights me up, that kind of fills me up here. So I feel like in the month of May, you're really replenishing your emotional cup, but you're also very strategic in how you're moving through things, or how you're looking at things. I do see you trying to solve a problem here, and this could be with, if you are looking at moving away from something, or you're looking at transitioning something, I feel like you could be looking at, okay, what does that look like? How does that show up? There could also just be a person though that's helping you do this, because we have the Two of Cups, and the Three of Cups is even behind that. So there could definitely be a person here, or people, because we do have the Three of Pentacles as well, helping you with this transition. Helping you with this like opportunity. But I do feel like there's a focus on like replenishing yourself. And yeah, with conclusions are within reach, you definitely could be like making a decision this month, or again, leaving or transitioning, letting something go, right? So don't be surprised if there's transition. Now, I don't see like full-blown movement. I almost see like emotionally you moving on from something and starting to create a plan. So if anything, you're getting really clear on like, okay, I'm ready to move away from this. I'm ready to shift. I'm like, okay, I need to get a plan into how I'm going to go from point A to point B. Like, how do I transition and move this? Some of you, this is like the opportunity that's coming in could be for like getting support or help for that, but also this could be the opportunity of like what's next coming through for you. But I think regardless of what you maybe decide or what you choose to do, you're coming to the realization of like, I'm not maybe fulfilled fully with this Eight of Cups, of like where I'm going or what's been happening. Maybe you're being recognized, but it's just not giving you what you fully want. And so again, having to kind of fill your cup here is going to be important. Okay, so let's get some more cards here for pile one in the month of May. Pile one. So we have Truth. Yeah, we have work. I feel like for some of you, this definitely could be around your work. especially with that Three of Pentacles. We have divine timing. We'd also have abundance here at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is about, again, not feeling maybe fulfilled with where you're at and like following your own sense of truth. Now there is a divine timing piece of like everything kind of coming together. So that's where like, again, I almost feel like you're working through some things this month, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the transition is happening. I feel like you really want to be in alignment when it comes to what you're doing, how you're showing up, or even just if it's not work specifically, this is just like the routines, the things that we do every day, right? In our life, in our home life that show up for us. And so I feel like this is just like you getting further and further into alignment with what you want your life to maybe like look like. But there is a divine timing piece. So if things aren't shifting or changing this month, I feel like that it doesn't mean it's not happening. It means that I feel like through this month of May, you're kind of like getting more clear on things, maybe learning some things, transitioning a little bit, and getting like almost like a strategy in place. And again, there might be a person specifically who helps you. There could be an opportunity that comes across your path, but it might not be fully transitioning this month. There could be, again, a lot of talk, a lot of conversation, but that doesn't mean that the move is happening this month, if that makes sense. So let's see. Some final messages here. So the first one that came out, we had Wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. I feel like this is just, again, you following your truth here and not feeling like you have to stay where you are because that's where you've been. We also have Discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. I feel like be open to different opportunities, be open to change, right? Be open to growing and evolving and not, again, not having to feel like you have to stay where you are. Yeah, we have potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. And we have adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. So yeah, things might be changing or things might have to change or to shift, but I feel like there's a lot of potential with like where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. You just have to be open to those things and see the potential because it might seem very small, right? It might seem little at this point, but it doesn't mean that you can't make it a reality. It doesn't mean that things can't change. Right? And just remember to really look after yourself through this change this month, right? Like really work towards nourishing yourself as best as you can this month, because I feel like that's really going to be what it like kind of grounds you in making these changes and making these decisions and shifting things and feeling good about things and having these doors kind of like open for you, right? So, and there's this potential here and this opportunity with the sextile are kind of like that same type of energy, doors opening, right? So that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully that resonates. Let me know, obviously, down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful month of May. Like I said, I'll be back with the sign readings coming up. So keep an eye out for those. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this selenite wand. This is going to be your reading for the month of May. So hopefully you guys are doing well. We are going to dive into the oracles here first, then we're going to get some tarot, and then we'll pull some more oracles kind of at the end for some final messages. But let's see what's happening for you guys in the month of May. So pile 2. We have the Water Oracle, psychic abilities, acting on visions, it's destined. And we have the Pink Dolphin, celebration, fun, unbridled joy, open your heart. So, some of you could be needing to like kind of go out and have more fun this month, or you might have a lot of celebrations or things like events, things that you're kind of like going to. I feel like there might also be something that you are getting intuitive kind of like nudges on or hints about that is going to like you have a feeling something's going to end up good for you, or it's going to work out for you, or something's going to go in a good direction. There's definitely your intuition's going to be kind of like heightened this month. So I would say, or you just might notice a lot more kind of like insights coming through. So I would definitely say for you, pile 2, to make sure that you are, just make sure you're listening, right? And you're kind of trusting your intuition as best as you can, in a way that supports you. So again, acting on the vision. So making sure that you're taking that insight and then also doing something with it, if that is what the message kind of is saying. Because I feel like there's things that are kind of like meant for you, or things that you're supposed to do here. And I think they could turn out really good for you as well. We also have Aquarius here with the Innovator. And we have Jupiter with Expansion. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely something like opening up for you. Excitement, fun, possibly good luck. Some of you could be traveling this month as well. Again, I get you kind of like doing fun things, or like socializing, celebrating things, that sort of thing. Just being around people, especially with Aquarian energy, that kind of makes sense. I do feel like though, some of you could be getting some unique insights again as to like what you should be doing, where you should be going, the actions you should be taking, and things that kind of like really resonate with who you are. And I feel like you have to kind of follow that, even if it feels very unique or different, or like, ooh, I don't know if I should, right? Because we can get kind of like, well, that's not what everybody else is doing, right? But I feel like in order for you to expand, in order for you to grow, in order for you to evolve, I feel like it's really important that you follow like your own path. Because I feel like that's where the good luck and the excitement and the things are coming through. Now, some of you could be even getting into teaching, again, teaching, traveling, any sort of like exploring different things, like trying new things, right? But there's an opportunity for expansion here, and an opportunity for you to really step into almost like your potential. Some of you might even have your Jupiter in Aquarius, right? But I really feel like there's going to be a lot of fun and enjoyment for you if you can follow what you feel called to follow. We also have, yeah, look at this, the High Priestess. Discernment, precision, prophecy, vision. You are definitely, like, your intuition here is going to be super potent. And we have the Dog with loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. So I feel like, again, this is also, again, you doing and being loyal to yourself and the vision and what you see for yourself, the potential you see for yourself, being very discerning for sure about what insights you're getting. Like, is it your intuition, making sure that you're, following things and that it's not just like your ego talking. But I feel like the more loyal you are to what that feeling is within you, the vision is within you, the more fun you're going to have, the more enjoyment, the more fulfillment you're going to have, the more expansion you're going to have. So there's really a message here about you following your heart, following what you feel called to, and following that vision that you have within you. Yeah, look at that. We got be bold and make the first move. Yeah. There's definitely, again, taking the move on the vision. And then we have the energy is gaining momentum. Yeah. Big things can change here, I feel like, for you this month. Like, you might have a big month. You might have a big energy month. Like, there's just like a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. There seems to be like this big energy. Jupiter energy gaining momentum. Things are speeding up here for you. Things are shifting. Things are, as long as you're taking this move and being bold and not being afraid to like be yourself. Some of you might even have Aquarius placements here in your chart. But I really feel like there's a level of like being uniquely yourself, going after the things that you want, right? That are kind of on your vision, in your vision, and expanding from those places, expanding in those ways. let's see what the tarot has for you. Pile 2 in the month of May. Pile 2. Look at that, Ace of Swords. Look at that idea. You definitely have the clarity, I feel like, this month. Because I feel like even if you're questioning things, you still know. Like, you very much do know. You just have to trust that knowing. Yeah, we got the sun. Clear as day is what I'm hearing. We have the Seven of Swords. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like it's really important to not run from this clarity, this idea, this insight. We have the Two of Wands and we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, we got the Nine of Cups. So again, there's good things here. I feel like it's interesting because like Seven of Swords is actually an Aquarian energy. It's kind of like detaching and like it can be deception, it can be self-sabotage, it can be all kinds of things. But I feel like it's like you have this bright idea, you have this clarity, you have this like excitement, this like, again, something unique to you specifically, right? And interesting too, because Aquarian and Leo, which is the sun card, are opposite signs. But it's like you're running from this. You're running from... He's even like looking back towards this and the little girl's looking at him and they're like, and he's running. He's running away. So I feel like don't run away from what you have the potential for. Now's the time for you to step up. Now's the time for you to move forward in something. Now's the time to, even if it's a small step, right? Knight of Cups isn't about moving fast. Knight of Cups is about moving forward with your heart, moving forward with what feels good. It doesn't mean that you're going to run super fast towards something and totally like transition anything here. But it does mean that you are going to make some sort of movement forward. There is some sort of progress, right? So I feel like it's about being loyal to yourself and your own heart and your own ideas and your own insights and trusting your intuition this month, because there's a place where you're trying to go. Two of Wands. There is this like plan and this movement. Again, some of you could be traveling. She even has a map and she's on a car, right? So some of you could definitely be traveling or wanting to move or transition out of something, or like maybe wanting to literally move your house. And it's about having this confidence within yourself to create that reality, right? I feel like Queen of Wands as well, similar to Leo energy. It's like not being afraid to be uniquely yourself and to shine and to really put yourself out there. Because it is about what fulfills you. It is about what lights you up, that is emotionally fulfilling for you. But I feel like some of you could be running from this month, or maybe trying to avoid it. Now, if you are planning on taking action on something this month, or there is something that you get to shift and move towards, there might also be this element of strategy. Like, okay, this idea is great and this insight is great, but like, how are we going to get there, right? You might have to go about things in a very unique way. And again, slow and steady wins the race. I don't feel like you have to like, again, have it all figured out right now, but baby steps, starting to make some baby steps, starting to make that first move, that initial step, and then things will start to speed up for you. Things will start to shift for you. Some of you could be trying to figure out as well how you're going to get out of a situation that you've maybe been in. So again, it could be that transition period, that kind of like a similar energy to pile 1, but honestly, yours is way more about like taking that first move, taking that first step, following your intuition, the insights and the ideas that you already have, and not being afraid to be yourself. Theirs was a bit of a different message. Could still relate to you for sure if you want to check it out, but and I'm even using like a different tarot deck for this pile. Different cards completely, but kind of a similar energy of just like transitioning or doing things. Yours is more about like expansion though, of like you expanding your life, you expanding your horizons, you becoming more of who you already are deep within you, but not being afraid to express that and let that out. So I feel like there's a really big focus here for you to, again, just not be afraid to be you, not be afraid to go after the things that you want to do, and not be afraid to take that first step. So what else here for pile 2 in the month of May? Pile 2 in the month of May. Yeah, look at that. We have empowerment. Yes. And we also have positivity that came out with it. So, and that's very much this Jupiter energy. This is a time and a moment in your life where you're meant to be expansive. You're meant to be excited. You're meant to be optimistic and positive about where you're going and the change you can have, and be empowered so that you can make that change, right? Being empowered so that you can actually shift and believe in yourself, right? Even if it seems scary, even if it seems silly, even if it seems, you know, not normal, we'll say, right? But it doesn't matter because it's like who you are. What else here for pile 2 in the month of May? Independence, yeah. Interesting. Kind of, again, still related to like what I was saying about being kind of your own sense of self. We do have doubt here at the bottom, and I feel like that's what's coming in, and that's maybe what's holding some of you back from taking that first step, is doubting the ability to see things through and to see the change, right? We have empowerment here. It says, when you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. Then we have positivity. It says, if you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in the hardest situations. So again, things could be challenging, or things could just, again, come with a bit of a transition, but keep that outlook on where you want to go, and things are going to, again, keep that vision, hold the vision, hold the feeling, hold the emotion of what you want to create for yourself. Then we have independence. The more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear Lord. So this is about, again, I feel like stepping more into who you are and being loyal to yourself, and stepping up for yourself in a way that you can support yourself. You can, not that you have to do it all on your own, but you're showing up for who you are. You're showing up for your sense of independence. You're showing up for your uniqueness, right? And you're not trying to hide that or keep that away from people because, you know, there's this doubt or this worry about maybe what people might think, or if things will even work to begin with. So let's get some final messages here for you, pile number 2 for the month of May. Okay, so the first one that came out was surprises. Venture down the rabbit hole. Okay, so don't be surprised if some unique things start to come up. We also have play. Among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed little secrets to uncover. Again, this is like that having fun, like celebrating things, enjoying your time. Some of you might have unexpected events coming up, or again, unexpected like opportunities to hang out with your friends, or get together with people who you haven't seen in a while, that sort of thing. So don't be afraid to like do fun things this month. Even if you are looking at, you know, doing new things or transitioning or whatever. We also have forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. And we have opportunity. There's no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. And that's that Jupiter energy too, with luck, right? So there's opportunities that I feel like, or there's a opportunity here, surprises, kind of exciting things coming through where you get to play with new ideas. I feel like you just need to forgive yourself for maybe all the times you haven't put yourself first, or all the times you've kind of shut yourself down, or forgive other people for putting that onto you, right? And at the bottom of the deck, we have listen, be alert, the soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. This is your intuition. This is that intuitive high priestess energy that is coming through, that I feel like you need to listen, because it's going to give you some opportunities, some insights as to where to go, how to take action, what actions to take. And you just got to listen to that. And forgive yourself for all the times you maybe haven't listened to that. So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Hopefully that resonates for you guys. Let me know down below. If not, you can check out any of your other signs or any of the other piles, but I'm also going to be doing sign readings after this. So they'll be coming out over the next couple days. And yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful month of May. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing as always, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this rose quartz heart crystal. This is going to be your reading for the month of May. So let's see what's going on in May for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I will be posting sign readings kind of coming up after this, so bear with me here. It's been a busy couple weeks, but let's see what's going on for you guys. So we have Atlantis. Keep the big vision. Stay in alignment as you grow. I like this. Let's see what else this one has. It says the mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. Okay. So the mist kind of talks about like not maybe knowing where we're going because we can't see, right? There's this fogginess around the mist, right? Of where we can't maybe see. And so like when we're in the fog, we have to kind of trust what we're seeing, trust our own inner compass, trust where we're going, because we don't have the visual clarity, if you will, on, you know, maybe where we're going. So I feel like in some ways it's like you do have a big vision, you know where you're trying to go, but how you're getting there or maybe what's next might be kind of hidden. And so you're having to trust the process and stay in alignment with yourself as you expand and as you grow and how you grow and how you start to shift. So I feel like this month might have an opportunity for a lot of growth for you, but it might also feel like not very clear at times this month. You might feel like things are, you're like, okay, I guess I just gotta like try this and see what happens and like trust that everything will kind of like pan out and work out for me, because you might be feeling that you don't have the clarity that you maybe would want, but you still have the vision as to where you want to go. So it's like you might be here, you want to be over here, but you don't know what's in between these two things. You don't know maybe what your next step is, or if you do know the next step, you don't know the step after that, right? So there's not like this clear, concrete plan. Yeah, look at that. We got Neptune with dreams. So there's like that's your big vision. That's your dream, kind of your clarity piece. We also have Aries here. Interesting because Neptune's actually going to be going into Aries. And then we have Taurus. Yeah, I feel like you really want things to maybe grow and evolve. I think this is really about like planting seeds, taking the first step, planting the seeds here and seeing where things kind of take you, and not feeling like you have to have it all figured out right now. Now, some of you could definitely be like, I feel like by like your intuition, so meditating, connecting with your vision, maybe kind of like daydreaming and that sort of thing might be really where you kind of are collecting this vision. I mean, almost getting to, for some of you, like vision boarding might be really good, but you could also be looking at kind of making your experience a little bit more kind of magical in some ways. So routines and rituals and things like that kind of help connect you to your vision and where you're trying to go, I feel like is going to help you move and move forward. Because I do feel like there's an opportunity for things to grow. You just have to kind of take this like first initial step, right? If we think of Aries and Taurus as like from a zodiac perspective, I mean, we're obviously going to be in Taurus season. We were in Aries obviously just before this, but Aries is kind of that initiation, that idea, the spark, right? And then there's the Taurus energy, which is a little bit more practical, taking the steps, seeing what happens and allowing things to, you have to be patient kind of through the process, because Taurus is a little bit of a slower energy. So there's a spark, the excitement, the new thing, right? And then there's kind of this slower energy where we need to nurture it, nourish ourselves, nourish what we're trying to create here. And we have to kind of trust, because this is the very beginning of the process of like the zodiac, right? So we're not quite there yet, which is totally fine too. but we just have to kind of trust that process and that path. Yeah, we've got focus here. So stay focused on your path. Stay focused on your journey and where you're trying to go. And even if you don't know, and sometimes, I don't know if you guys like have had this, like if you drive and there's mist or fog, oh my gosh, it feels like you have to focus more because you can't quite see, right? So I feel like there's a need to kind of focus on the path ahead of what you can see and what you can do right now, and not get caught up in like too many steps down the line. Yeah, we've got the death energy here with like the death card essentially. So there's transformation, there's change. There could be endings to things. You are going through a transition. Again, that takes time, right? We have show the world the real you with full moon in Aquarius. And we have step out of your comfort zone with North Node. So again, I do feel like it's time to take action, and you are probably moving in a certain direction. But again, there's a transition here. So again, if there's a lack of clarity, or you're just feeling kind of unsure about things, don't let that deter you from making changes or from seeing things change. I also feel like this show the world the real you with this like vision that you have. This vision that you have, I feel like is like, it's like, let it out, you know, don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to stay in alignment with who you really are and be your unique self. So let's see. We have the 6 of Cups, pile 3 for the month of May. What is the energy for pile 3 in the month of May? What do they need to know? Four of Pentacles. The World card. The Ace of Cups. Some of you might have been holding on to something kind of from your past, or like a memory, or and then we have 8 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like, again, things could be unclear with this 8 of Swords, or you feel kind of trapped or stuck in moving towards this new thing. We have 7 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. I almost feel like, okay, so there's kind of a couple messages with the 6 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Some of you could be feeling like you were kind of stuck with something from the past, or doing something from the past, or the way things used to be, and maybe not making that kind of next step or that transition. Now, others of you, I'm also getting like you got the opportunity, or there was the idea or something in the past, but you've been stuck, like things weren't moving, you know? Like things maybe felt very like rooted for you, and like there wasn't this shift happening. I feel like something had to be closed out with this World card being right in the center. It's like something needed to, again, end or close out or transition or shift from your past energy, memories, things that maybe, again, you've been like holding on to, or just a way of which you've been doing something. And once you close out this piece, you close out this chapter, then the new thing gets to come in, right? Ace of Cups, this new opportunity gets to come through. But we don't have to, like, 8 of Swords can also be an energy of like doing things, thinking it has to be a certain way when we do something, right? Getting kind of trapped in our mind about opportunities and possibilities about how we navigate something or how we go about something. So making sure that we don't get trapped in our own mind, our own situations around how we can start to grow and expand. And I think that's why it's important to stay in alignment as you grow, right? Don't get caught in the mind. Don't get caught in how you think something's supposed to look. Because yes, the end result might be where you're trying to go. That doesn't have to change, but how we get there might look very different than how we initially thought we were going to get there, right? So be open to starting things and seeing where they go. Just stay focused on the end result and don't get so hung up on, well, if it doesn't look this way, then I don't want to do it, right? Because that's not necessarily fair, right? We don't have that capability of controlling that sometimes. So it's not fair to yourself and it's not fair to others in the situations that you're maybe going through or have gone through. So I feel like maybe that's where you've been a bit more rigid in the past, or again, maybe there was just somewhere in your life where you felt kind of blocked and things weren't changing and it wasn't really in alignment with your goals. So there's a need to shift in how you're going about something and being open to like just trusting that this path that you're going down and how you're going about this is going to work. We just got to stay on the path and we just got to stay focused. And again, not get so caught up in how it looks or wanting it to be perfect or feeling like it has to be this way or it's not going to ever work out. And that's not necessarily true, right? I'll give you an example kind of my own life. Like I knew at 16, 17 that I wanted to get into, helping people with injuries and therapies and all these kinds of things. And I did not see myself necessarily becoming an osteopath at that time, right? But that's kind of the path I went down. And it changed. Like I didn't know what type of a practitioner I was going to be. I didn't know, how I wanted to show up because I learned things along the way that helped kind of like shift and navigate and helped me kind of create an idea of like, oh yeah, this is really what that like looks like, right? So we can sometimes have a destination without the specifics. And sometimes we learn things along the way on our path that does change the destination, but it's still kind of similar, right? So it doesn't always have to be exactly how we look at it initially. It can change and it can evolve. And slowly, as you grow and evolve, that alignment, like as you grow, you have to shift your alignment with who you really are at that moment in your life, right? Because we as people evolve and grow, right? So making sure that yes, you have this vision, but is it in alignment with you and who you are? And do we need to tweak things? And again, it doesn't have to look the way that it always did. Don't be afraid to shift and change. Don't be afraid to adapt things. So let's see what else pile 3 here. We have compassion. We also have loneliness. I feel like you need to have, maybe have a little bit more compassion for yourself and the situation. Don't be, again, afraid to be yourself here with this loneliness. Some of you could be afraid of like rejection, and we have being enough. So some of you, there's like your own doubts, your own questioning around things, the fear, right? This loneliness card says, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace my solitude. That's when kindred spirits can finally come. And then we have being enough. The innermost heart says you are enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change. No need to grow, more deserving. You are love. So you're worthy. And just because you want something doesn't mean you can't have it. Some of you might feel very alone on your journey and might feel very like isolated, but that just means you have this unique journey. It doesn't mean that people don't support you. They might not understand it, but they might, they might just not maybe know how. But as we move through things, you collect, I always say collect friends. You collect friends and people along the way that have a similar outlook on things as you, and you can feel supported by those types of groups. The compassion card says, as you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me, right? So let's get some final messages here for you guys. So we have potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. We also have dare, take a risk and fly. Love that. Yeah, don't be afraid to go after, again, baby steps, right? But don't be afraid to go after what you really want. This vision that you have. Again, it might change, it might evolve, it might grow, but that doesn't mean it's not for you. And we have move. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Yeah. Again, don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to shift. Don't be afraid to take that step, right? Because there's, especially when you see potential in something. Again, it might seem small, but it could grow. It can grow into something you don't realize, right? And we have patience. Wait for the fruit to ripen. So, again, I feel like that's that patience through the journey of. Okay, we got the grow at the bottom. All flowers must grow through dirt. That's what you're doing. The patience is like you don't know the full perspective. So you got to wait and let things be uncovered through the journey. So again, don't just get off the path because you're like, oh, this isn't working, or oh, this isn't looking how I want it to look, or oh, this isn't working out for me, or this isn't happening the way I want it to happen. You have to trust that process a little bit and see where it actually takes you before you totally shut it down. Right? So hopefully that resonates for you guys. Let me know, obviously, down below. If not, you can check out any of the other piles or a different reading on my channel. I will be posting the sign readings coming up after this in the next couple days. So keep an eye out for those. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a wonderful month of May. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.